5 classes of racing fun ready to put on a show for you here tonight at the Rapid Speedway Vans Implement Night. Vans Implement, Vans Power Center, Highway 18 in Hull. They're bringing you the racing action. Also a big thank you to Crop Dusters LLC of Morris. They brought us the Fill the Food Bank Night. Good number of contributions at the front gate. Great to see Fill the Food Bank Night presented by Crop Dusters LLC of Morris. Heat race number 1 of 2, the new Century Press Sportsman class. Green is in the air. We are racing. Starting up front on row number 1, off to the early race lead, the number 1 of Alex Hemmingson. Harnick will settle into that second spot. Vanted top running in third. It's Sproke, your top 4 early on in this one. Lap number 1, heat race number 1 for the new Century Press Sportsman class. Alex Hemmingson, your race leader. Alex Hemmingson with the race lead. Dylan Vanted top in that second spot. Brock Harnick shuffled back to third. Brandon Boovie making a challenge for fourth. Dylan Sproke will battle back on the top side. Sproke hanging on to that 4th spot in the red and white 99 machine. Hemmingson still your race leader. Dylan Vanted top making a charge. Alex Hemmingson and Dylan Vanted top running 1 and 2. Brock Harnick on an island all by his lonesome in third. Little smoke coming out of that 99 of Bubba. Dylan Sproke still holding down that 4th spot. Brandon Boovie, Carson Vanted top right behind him. Dylan Vanted top making a play for the race lead, and he is there. 81 VT of Dylan Vanted top to the race lead. Dylan Vanted top passing by Alex Hemmingson for the race lead. Hemmingson shuffled back to second. Harnick still in third. Sproke still in fourth. Heat race number 1 of 2 for the new Century Press Sportsman class. 13 Sportsman cars in the house here tonight, and Dylan Vanted top, your race leader. Dylan Vanted top, Alex Hemmingson, Brock Harnick, rather, and Dylan Sproke, your top 4. Brandon Boovie, Carson Vanted top, still waiting on Bubba, trying to make a move for that 4th spot. Bubba able to hold him off so far. Dylan Vanted top, your race leader. White flag flies for the field. Our first of 2 heat races for the new Century Press Sportsman class. Vans Implement Night at the Rapid Speedway. Dylan Vanted top, Alex Hemmingson running 1 and 2. White will come out for Wiley Steenhoven, followed by the checkers for your heat race winner, Dylan Vanted top. Dylan Vanted top taking home the heat race win tonight. Alex Hemmingson finishing in second. Brock Harnick in third. Dylan Sproke, your top 4. Carson Vanted top. Brandon Boovie. Wiley Steenhoven rounding out the field. Toasty warm later on tonight. Keep yourself nice and toasty warm. Coffee, hot chocolate, available at the concession stand. Got that cold brew coffee as well. Starting lineup for heat race number 2 on the pole in the 45K out of Little Rock. It's Caden Clausen. Outside of row number 1, Travis Dan in the 42. Chandler Myberg, Leon Sneller make up row number 2. Brian Crow, Neil Kroll at the back of the pack as we go racing heat race number 2 for the new Century Press Sportsman. Caden Clausen, your race leader up front off of row number 1. Travis Dan also starting on the front row, running in that second spot. Myberg in third. So we come down to complete lap number 1, heat race number 2 for the new Century Press Sportsman. Caden Clausen, your current race leader. Travis Dan running in second spot. Chandler Myberg in third. Leon Sneller making a play for that 4th position. In the green and orange number 2 machine, Brian Crone looking low side in the 14. Neil Kroll right through the middle in the 83. As Caden Clausen continues to lead. Caden Clausen with the race lead. Travis Dan, Chandler Myberg, your top 3. They've separated themselves from the second pack of cars led by Leon Sneller. Leon Sneller in the number 2. Brian Crone looking at the inside, the 14. Neil Kroll going to take him 3 wide through turn number 3. Caden Clausen, your race leader. Neil Kroll dashes through the middle, and he'll jump into that 4th spot in the 83 machine. Caden Clausen, Travis Dan, Chandler Myberg, and Neil Kroll, your top 4. New Century Press Sportsman class, second and final heat race, 2 to go. This time by Caden Clausen, your race leader. Caden Clausen with the race lead. Travis Dan, Chandler Myberg, your top 3. Here comes Brian Crone looking on the low side for that 4th spot to the inside of Neil Kroll. Kroll will battle back above the 14 of Crone. White flag coming out for Caden Clausen. Caden Clausen, Travis Dan, Chandler Myberg in the battle right now for 4th. Who's it going to be there side by side? Brian Crone gets it at the white. Brian Crone into that 4th spot. Second and final heat race, New Century Press Sportsman class. Checkers coming out this time around. Caden Clausen, your heat race winner. Caden Clausen with the heat race win. Travis Dan coming home in second. Chandler Myberg third. Neil Kroll battling back on that final lap to take 4th. Followed by Brian Crone and Leon Sneller. Rounded out the pack, your New Century Press Sportsman class.
So Peterbilt of Sioux Falls, heat race number 1 will be 7 cars. All of our heat races are 8 laps in distance. Top 2 make it to the redraw to start in the top positions of tonight's main event. Top 5 make it on to the big show later on this evening and avoid that B main. Out of turn number 4, the front row will see the green flag and the 2023 season is underway. Good start there for Charlie Olson, but Cole Searing will take the lead down the back straightaway. Cole Searing will lead into turn number 3 for the first time. Charlie Olson second, Colby Clausen third. Lap number 1 will go to Searing. Clausen will look to the outside of Olson. No room given, though, on the top of turn number 1. Clausen settles into the 3rd spot. Kyle Jensen 4th. John Hasse rounds out your top 5. And car number 45. Clausen tries again for the 2nd spot. Looks in the outside in turns 3 and 4. Down the front straightaway, give him a second. Colby Clausen into the 2nd spot. He's got a 2.7 second gap to first place running Cole Searing, though. The 2022 Wissota Challenge Series champion leading heat race number 1 over your first-time dirt late model competitor, Colby Clausen. The lead that time grows to 3.9 seconds. Clausen making his debut in a late model. Runs in the 2nd spot. Searing still leads. Charlie Olson still holds on to 3rd, but Kyle Jensen is reeling him in a battle for 3rd and 4th. Jensen will look to the inside. Charlie Olson up high. Now he shoots off the bottom of turn number 2. Diamonds down the back straightaway. Puts 3 car lengths between himself and the 748. Hasse still holds on to the 5th and final transfer spot. Meanwhile, Cole Searing is reeling in Chad Graves to put him a lap down. Slides in front of the 41. Cole Searing into traffic, makes quick work of Chad Graves. Ben Chikuski pulled off early. Of course, Scott Ward not making the call, so 6 cars on the racetrack. And as the laps wind down, Cole Searing absolutely tattooing the field here. Peterbilt to Sioux Falls, heat race number 1. We'll see the white flag fly. Checker flag will fly now off of turn number 4. Searing, lap car in front of him is not going to matter. Cole Searing wins Peterbilt to Sioux Falls heat race number 1. And how about this for a gap? 7.6 the last lap. Colby Clausen across the line. 7.6 second advantage. So Scott Ward 8th, not making the call. 7th, Ben Chikuski. 6th, Chad Graves. Those cars will run a B main. 5th place goes to John Hasse. 4th, Kyle Jensen. 3rd, Charlie Olson. And your redraw cars, 2nd, Colby Clausen. And winning Peterbilt to Sioux Falls heat race number 1 by nearly 8 seconds, Cole Searing. Olson off the poles, got 2 wins in his career here at the Rapid Speedway. But keep an eye on the 27, Dylan Fitzpatrick, now hailing from Esterville, Iowa. His best finish of his career is second at Raceway Park, now Interstate Speedway, but his best career finish at Rock Rapids is seventh. He's done it the last 3 times he's been here. Looking to better that. He's got a good starting spot here for E&A Concrete Heat Race number 2. Green's out, we're racing. Olson leads the field off of turn 2. Gary Brown Jr. slips into the second spot. Fitzpatrick's going to try to fight back into 3, but now he's got Lane Brendan to contend with. Olson's going to lead lap number 1. Gary Brown Jr. second. Lane Brendan into third at the flag stand. Fitzpatrick back to the inside. Is going to fight back for third. Mike Babcock has moved into 5th. Benefiting from the scratch, starting 6th was Babcock, and now he's into the 5th and final transfer spot. He finished 4th here last year, but they're all chasing Chad Olson. They'll race single file down the back straightaway. Olson out to a 1.2 second lead the last time by, 1.5. It grows this time. And Lane Brendan is starting to reel in Gary Brown Jr. for the second and final redraw spot. Remember, if you finish top 2, you have an opportunity to start in the top 8 starting positions in tonight's main event. So if Lane Brendan can make the move around Gary Brown Jr., he got to the corner paddle that time. That is huge come feature time. If you get second here, it's a chance to start 1 through 8. If you get third here, you're starting no better than 10th in the main event. So Lane Brendan and Gary Brown Jr. will continue to go to battle for second. Brendan pushed a little bit that time. Brown out to about a 2 to 3 car length advantage. Caution flag on the racetrack out of turn number 4. Looks like that's Keith Schenkel turned around. No, Keith Schenkel's rolling off at turn number 2. Then it'll be Dylan Fitzpatrick and Mike Babcock. Keith Schenkel and Jared Jelsma will keep an eye on the race for second. 5 in, 3 to go as we come back to green. We're back to racing. Lane Brendan got him off the line. A great start for Lane Brendan, and he's into the second final redraw spot. Lane Brendan to second, Mike Babcock to 4th, and he's reeling in Gary Brown Jr. down the back straightaway. Into 3 they go. Brown's able to slam the door, hold on to 3rd. Babcock back to 4th, and right now Dylan Fitzpatrick has the 5th and final transfer spot to the main event. 2 to go at the line. Down the back straightaway, Lane Brendan took a peek to the inside of race leader Chad Olson that time. Olson's able to put 2 to 3 car lengths between himself and the 8. White flag flying. One more trip around the Speedway for the driver from Hendricks, Minnesota. Down the back straightaway for the final time. Battle for 4th as we race down the backstretch for the last time. Chad Olson's got 4 wins in his late model career, but we got a caution flag. Caution flag before they come to the checker, and it's Keith Schenkel, one of 5 rookie competitors here tonight. Brings out a caution in turn number 3. Lane Brendan, Gary Brown Jr., Mike Babcock, and Dylan Fitzpatrick, your top 5 so far. It's another chance for Jelsma or Schenkel to get into the top 5. 2 laps remaining here in E&A Concrete, heat race number 2. Chad Olson will set the pace and bring them back to green off of turn 4 at the cone. Another good start from Lane Brendan, but Brown's right there. Brown pushes up the racetrack, slides up in front of Brendan. Brendan's going to turn it back underneath. They'll race down the back straightaway. Lane Brendan crosses him over into 3. Can Brown do anything this time off of 4? White flag in the air. Lane Brendan back to the 2 spot. What a move for Lane Brendan. Meanwhile, deep in the field, Fitzpatrick's raced back around Babcock. He's into 4th. Babcock holds the final transfer spot, but into turn number 3 and out of turn number 4. The gentleman with 2 career wins here at the Rapid Speedway, 4 in his career with the Tri-State Late Models, picks up E&A Concrete heat race number 2. Lane Brendan 2nd, Gary Brown Jr. 3rd, Dylan Fitzpatrick 4th, and Mike Babcock 5th. What a race. What a move there for Lane Brendan into the 2 spot. Kevin Larson did not make the call. Keith Schenkel 7th, Jared Jelsma 6th. Your A-main transfers, Mike Babcock, Dylan Fitzpatrick, and Gary Brown Jr. 3rd. In your redraw cars, Lane Brendan 2nd. And winning E&A Concrete heat race number 2, the 10C from Hendricks, Minnesota, Chad Olson. Inside of row number 3 now from Jackson, Minnesota, the Shonik Trucking Welcome Meet, Zach Trailer Sales, Gary's Towing, Never Enough Lures. Number 5 is Cool Hand Luke Sadoff. To his outside, your fastest car in practice tonight from Renner, South Dakota. The Bargain Barn Tire Center, Katie Day Realty, Western Provisions, number 76. That's Blair Nordiff. Your final starter off the tail in this one from Harrisburg, South Dakota, the Rocket Dent Repair Longhorn, number 17J, John Wingy. 8 laps the distance, Burt Sports Bar and Grill, heat race number 3 off of 4 is green. Good jump, good start there for the 51 of Binoff, but he pushes and turns 1 and 2. Paul Strock right there. Oh, we thought about 3 wide for third. Votes got third down the back straightaway, but Anderson and Nordiff both right there. The 51 of Binoff will lead lap number 1. Behind him, anyone's game. Paulsrock second at the line, then Anderson, then Vogt, then Nordiff, and we're side by side behind them as well with Sadoff and Wingy. Great racing second through the tail of the field. Paulsrock still has it. Here comes Nordiff. Took a peek to the inside of Anderson. Nothing doing downstairs. Anderson stays glued to the bottom. Out in front, Binoff looking strong here. He's got himself a nearly 2-second advantage, but here goes Anderson to the bottom, looking for that second redraw spot, side by side, wheel to wheel, door to door into 3 between Paulsrock and Anderson. And Trevor Anderson's got the spot now. He's got second as we race back down the front straightaway. Now Nordiff will go to work on the Esterville, Iowa runner, Paulsrock. Nordiff knows he's got to make the pass quickly if he's going to have a chance at battling with Anderson for second. He is able to make that move, and now he'll set his sights on the back of the 20. Meanwhile, out front, Nate Binoff, 2.4 second lead. The race for second, though, your 2022 Series champion holds second over your 2021 Series champion. Anderson has it. It's by about 6/10. Last time it was 7/10. So Nordiff was able to pull a little closer, but not quite enough to make it within striking distance. This time at the flag stand, 6 in, 2 to go for your race leader, Nate Binoff. Binoff, though, continues to extend that lead. It's 2.6 seconds now. Here goes Nordiff to the inside. He got to the quarter, couldn't get any closer, and Anderson uses the momentum of the outside to power away down the backstretch. Anderson up high into turns 3 and 4. Nordiff runs through the middle. White flag for Binoff. 4th and 5th, a good battle between Paulsrock and Vogt. They're the final transfer cars, both safely in A-main spots. Sadoff 1 spot to the outside looking in as we race down the backstretch for the final time. But out front, Nate Binoff picks up the heat race win. Trevor Anderson second and Blair Nordiff third. Battle for the final transfer spot to the line. It goes to Paulsrock. Wow, close one at the line. So 7th, John Wingy. 6th, Luke Sadoff, your A-main transfer cars. Chris Paulsrock holds them at the line for 5th. 4th to Gail Vogt. 3rd to Blair Nordiff. And the 2 cars making tonight's redraw. 2nd place running Trevor Anderson. And winning heat race number 3, Nate Binoff from right here in Rock Rapids in car 51. We'll have 6 cars in our final heat race. The Beer Garden heat race number 4, 8 laps in distance. We'll take 2 more to the redraw. We'll take 5 more to the main event. Means it's a battle for not last. Not last means you don't have to run a B. Out of 4, the Beer Garden heat race number 4 will come to green. Into 1 they go. Ryan Engels will lead here early on. Nearly 3 wide for second. Benson thought better of it. To the inside goes Martin. He's making a bid for the 2 spot. DeMays to his outside. Side by side for the 2 spot at the line. Engels will lead lap number 1. Shane DeMay runs second. Martin in third. Shane DeMay was last season's Rookie of the Year, running his own 15M car. Now he's driving the 66 machine here tonight, and really all season long in 2023. He holds on to the 2 spot. Martin still runs in third. 4th right now is Mike Benson, but Jordan Hyman looks to his inside. That's the battle for 4th and 5th. Hyman wants it, but Benson's going to hold on to it. Now, just because you're not in the top 2 doesn't mean every pass doesn't matter in these heat races, because the feature event is lined up straight up based off the finishing order. So that means every pass outside of the top 2 is worth 4 starting positions in tonight's main event. Cade Richards went off the track early on in this one, but he's reeling in those back 2 cars. He may yet avoid himself a B main. That means Jordan Hyman is going to be right on the bubble. He's got to get around Mike Benson to put some insurance between himself and Cade Richards. Richards young driver, picked up his first career B mod win, Sport mod win last season, at the Raceway Park outside of Jefferson, South Dakota. Battle for fourth, heats up once again though. Here goes Hyman to the inside of Benson, side by side for fourth and fifth. Hyman's right there, but Benson's gonna hold the spot down the backstretch. Leaders up in smoke. Leaders up in smoke. Wow. Martin chooses the top. Benson will go to the inside, then Hyman and Richards behind them. Richards, young driver, driving the Humphrey Motorsports number 6. Of course, car owners in the Dirt Late Model Hall of Fame, the Humphreys. But Richards picked up his first career B-Mod, Sport Mod victory last season. Teenage driver jumping into the late model ranks here for the first time in 2023. One of a number of drivers going for Rookie of the Year honors this season. But out of 4, 3 laps remain. We're back to green. Really good restart from DeMay, but keep an eye on Richards. He's already to fourth. Can he get third? He's on the top of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway to the outside of Benson he goes. He's looking for third. Benson pushes up in front, though. They nearly make contact. 1 to go here. 2 to go for DeMay. Richards tries again on the outside. He's back by Hyman. He's reeling in Benson. Where does he go this time? Benson shoots to the middle of the speedway. Richards around the top, has to check up. Here comes Hyman. 3-car battle for third. White flag out for DeMay. Martin still second. Hyman pushes up the racetrack just a little bit. 3 cars battling for third. Here goes Richards down the back straightaway. To the outside of Benson he goes. Into turn number 3. He's got a nose in front. Checkered flag flies for DeMay. Second will go to Martin. How about it? 5th to 3rd in 3 laps for Richards. So that'll do it for the Beer Garden Heat Race number 4. Not making the call was Brock Hess, 6th. Went to, 6th went to Ryan Engels. 5th that time went to Hyman. 4th to Benson. 3rd to Richards. And into the redraw goes Shane DeMay, your Heat Race winner, along with Cody Martin.
Outside of row number 1, driving the number 22, it's Chandler Myberg. Inside row number 2, it's the number 1 car of Alex Hemmingson, and outside of him, the 24H of Brock Harnick. Inside row number 3, the 81 CJ of Carson Vanentop, and outside him, the 99 of Dylan Sproke. Row number 4 on the inside is the 17 of Brandon Boovy, and his outside, the 2 of Leon Sneller. Inside row number 5, it's the 83 car of Neil Kroll, and his outside, the 14 of Brian Crone. Inside row number 6, the 45K of Caden Clausen, and his outside, the 81 VT of Dylan Vanentop. And starting in the back spot on the field, it's the 2WS of Wiley Steenhoven. 12 laps the distance, New Century Press Sportsman A feature.
Up in the Vans Power Center flag stand, head flag man Cody Johnson puts the green in the air, and we're racing our first A feature of the night. Travis Dan off to the early race lead. Alex Hemmingson running in that 2nd spot. Chandler Myberg running in 3rd position, looking to the top side of Hemmingson as the field comes down to complete lap number 1. It's Travis Dan, your race leader. Travis Dan with the race lead. Alex Hemmingson a little squirrely through turn number 2. Chandler Myberg in that 3rd spot. Carson Vanentop, your top 4. On the racing surface, Brandon Boovy rounded out your top 5. Hemmingson down low in turn 4, going around and up. Contact with Myberg. Believe another car may have gotten the mix as well. Dylan Vanentop. He's got a flat right rear coming down the front stretch. Oh, it looks okay. A tough run there for Alex Hemmingson. Bottom side of turn number 4. Saw him squirrel a little bit in turn 2 earlier in that lap. And turn number 4 got into traffic. Caution light is dark. We'll be going green next time by. New Century Press Sportsman class up in the Vans Power Center flag stand. Head flag man Cody Johnson puts the green back in the air. Travis Dan, your race leader. Carson Vandertop, Brandon Boovy, they're side by side. 4-second spot. Caden Clausen in the hunt as well. Clausen looking to the outside of Boovy for third position. Carson Vandertop holding second. Dylan Vandertop looking to come through as well. Travis Dan, your race leader. Travis Dan with the race lead. Caden Clausen to the inside of Carson Vandertop. Dylan Vandertop going to make it 3 wide, heading off into turn number 3. Through the middle, Caden Clausen in the 45K. He'll move up into that second position. Great 3-car battle for second spot in the running order. Travis Dan, your race leader. Caden Clausen, Dylan Vandertop, Carson Vandertop, and Brandon Boovy, your top 5 in the running order. Brian Crone looking to the inside for 6th spot in the running order. New Century Press Sportsman class. Travis Dan, your race leader. Crone to the inside of Harnick for 6th spot. Now Brian Crone setting his sights on Brandon Boovy for that 5th position. Travis Dan has them covered for the time being in the 42. Caden Clausen looking to mount a charge in that 45K. They'll get the halfway sign this time by. New Century Press Sportsman class A feature here tonight at the Rapid Speedway. Left rear down on the 2WS of Wiley Steenoven. Wiley will pull inside as Travis Dan continues to lead. Caden Clausen, Dylan Vandertop, top 3 begin to separate themselves from the rest of the pack. Carson Vandertop presently in 4th. Brian Crone looking to the inside, and Crone going to take that 4th spot away from Carson Vandertop. Carson Vandertop shuffled back to 5th in the running order. New Century Press Sportsman Class A feature tonight. Vans Implement Night at the Rapid Speedway. Caden Clausen is there, putting up a charge for the race lead. Here goes Caden Clausen to the inside. Turn number 2. Travis Dan still by a nose. Clausen with that low line in the 45K. They're side by side off the exit of 3 into turn number 4. Dan with the high side run in the 42. Clausen will battle back on the low side. Travis Dan and Caden Clausen. Caden Clausen hanging out low in the 45K. Travis Dan in the 42. They're running 1 and 2. Dan and Clausen. Clausen looking to change that running order, getting down low in turn number 4 once again. 2 to go this time by. Travis Dan still your race leader. Travis Dan and Caden Clausen, great battle for the race lead. Dylan Vandertop all by his lonesome in 3rd, as is Brian Crone in 4th. Brandon Boovy holding off a pack in that 5th position presently in the 17 machine. We'll come to the white flag this time by. Little slip out for Caden Clausen off the exit of turn 4. In the 45K. Travis Dan, Caden Clausen running 1 and 2. Dylan Vandertop waiting in the wings in that 3rd position. New Century Press Sportsman class coming to the checkers this time around as they come off of turn number 4. It's going to be the 42 of Travis Dan. Travis Dan holding off a charging Caden Clausen for that A feature win. Dylan Vandertop, Brian Crone, Brandon Boovy rounded out your top 5 for the New Century Press Sportsman A feature here tonight. Here he is climbing out of the car, an excitable Travis Dan, your A feature winner. And we'll send it on down to Joel Viss at Pizza Ranch Victory Lane. Words from tonight's winner.
Well, thank you, Jay Kelly. We're down here, Pizza Ranch Victory Lane, back-to-back. Travis, now you got your first ever win in week number 1. You got out of that car a lot faster. Now you're a little calmer now that you've done it twice in a row, but you really had to work for that one.
Yeah, they always said the first one's the hardest, so I guess they're right.
I don't know. That one didn't look too easy there when you had Caden Clausen to your inside there, lap after lap there at the end. How do you hold on to your line? How do you know how hard to push it?
Just keep running the way you do. Last week, or 2 weeks ago now, I kind of was a little gun shy there at the end and didn't want to throw it away. So you just kind of got to keep running your line and hold on.
Well, now you got them back-to-back wins. You got the first one. Now they're easy. Can we go for number 3?
We'll try.
All right, we'll see you next week. We'll let you get to victory lane. Travis Dan, feature winner.